Hello everybody, it's Pant3ra from WCReplays.com bringing you an audio commentary. This audio has been copyrighted 2005 by WCReplays.com, so don't go stealing it. Or I'll be sad in the pants. Okay, so today's matchup is Pant3ra, aka Solar Pant3ra, aka Pant3ra, aka whatever. He has like too many AKAs, versus Klesa, whatever. So if you can get this pause at the 2-minute and 30-second mark, anyone's point of view, because I'll be going over both. I'll be doing mostly the undead though, but you know it's always good to give some input on the night elf. Sorry, one sec. My headset was coming off. Alright, anyways. Okay, so today's matchup is undead versus night elf on Turtle Rock. And the beginning, it's a really nice strategy that Pant3ra uses. He doesn't, believe it or not, he does not use one single gargoyle this whole game. And when you go ghouls first, that's really nice. That's really unbelievable. Not going a single gargoyle. So, you know, you gotta give him some heart for that. Okay, so, anyways, it's basically, it's a really good strategy in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. This is on this replays from the top replay site. Yeah, the top replays on WC Replays. So it's like on the front page or whatever. Yeah, that's what we call it, the front page. Yep. So anyways, it's on there. So I'm sure some of you have already seen this. Maybe not. But it's a nice strategy, and I haven't seen this on ladder at all, but I haven't been solo laddering that very often on yeah, haven't been solo laddering that often, which I need to get back into, which I probably will in tomorrow or something. Anyways, let's get this unpaused, and then I'll start talking about the game and the strategy that Pant3ra will be using. So let's get this unpaused in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Okay, good game. So Scout was like runs in there, and you know, DK could have /coiled it, but whatever. Damn throat. Okay, so he sees that Klesa, or the elf, is going Beastmaster with archers. So Beastmaster is obviously for creeping, not harassing, so he has no need to run around his Death Knight around the map and hide it from getting mana burn, because believe it or not, the Beastmaster does not have mana burn. It doesn't. I thought it did, but I checked the BattleNet site, and it does not have mana burn. I know. Unbelievable, but God, guys, I'm sorry. Anyways, alright, so, you know, they are creeping heroes, so you have to run around there and make sure he does not creep. And with Pant3ra doing a very good job of coiling those creeps, sarcasm. You should be coiling those creeps, you know, jacking the items, all that good stuff, while creeping with your ghouls. So, alright, he's summoning the skeletons. He has a dust just in case if the elf tries to hide his archers, but there we go, I coughed away from the mic that time. But the elf is smart, and he sees he has a dust, so the elf is just going to go ahead and run away his archers right when he gets focused and drink a moonwell with it. Which is the bright idea to do. Okay, so the elf is level 2. He's like a little over halfway to level 2, so not a big advantage the elf has right now. Considering that he got his Death Knight like almost to the red, like, you know, to half health basically, like lower than half health. So it's going to be harder for that Death Knight to harass. He's going to have to stay a little farther away, because if the elf focuses him right away, he's going to be in the like really low red or be dead. So that's not going to be good. So, you know, the elf can kind of creep a little freely, and that would be bad for the undead, good for the elf, because the elf can get the level advantage, because summoning heroes creep faster than non-summoning heroes, believe it or not. So okay, so alright. The whole thing, the thing about this strategy is a lot of undead players that like I've been playing lately, ladder, our friends, whatever one, custom games, have just been crying about the panda. They like they just been whining, and it's like, I don't know, Memory like does the smart thing, and he actually thinks about like what's gonna counter this hero, like what's gonna make this hero not do that much like damage to my army, you know, like not have that big of an impact on my army. What's gonna, you know, like counter these units actually. I'm sorry, because if you think about it, you know, like a panda with Drunken Haze and Breath of Fire, that's massive AoE right there. If you have a bunch of units and they have low health, you know, that's a bunch of damage spread out all between, all throughout them, you know, as opposed to a bunch of A-bombs, and you know, that are just like one big unit. So it doesn't hurt him as much. It does hurt him, but it's not as much damage out, you know. So, alright, alright, so an example of what I mean is like, you know, you have like you probably have like 3 times the amount of ghouls or 3 times the amount of gargoyles as you do A-bombs, as opposed, you know, so you know, the Breath of Fire is going to cover all that area, and it's going to do X amount of damage to that many units, and that's going to be that many more like HP he's taken off, as opposed to if you have a bunch of big units, you know, a bunch of like meaty units that have a bunch of HP on it. So anyways, Memory is going to be going dual slaughterhouse, A-bombs, ghouls to A-bombs, and then to meat wagons. Now, a bunch of A-bombs versus a bunch of dryads is generally bad for the undead, because sure, the undead has coil, but the dryads are going to slow him a lot, and that's not good. So then he's going to get some meat wagons. The meat wagons do like very nice damage. They're so underrated. Like so many, I never seen an undead player really use meat wagons. It's really stupid. You should really try a couple out. It's like Grunapult basically, only you have nukes and the orc doesn't, you know. So, and the I don't know, the elf will like never be expecting it. It's a later Grunapult, of course, though. But you know, he's going mass dryads. Why would you be going if he has like mass dryads with like orbs of venom? He could get like, he has like those quill beasts for summons, you know. So there's gonna be hitting the gargs. He's gonna have like Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire. Those gargs are just gonna get torn up. It's, I don't know, it's not that smart. And also too, when the Night Elf gets up in Expo, if you have a slight advantage over him and you have ghoul gargs, you're not gonna be able to take out that Expo. If you have a slight advantage over him and you have A-bombs and meat wagons, you're gonna be able to take that Expo out pretty damn fast. So, alright, by the way, he went by there to just try to pick off more archers. He does not want to go into a full-out battle right now because all those summons, but if he can pick out an archer, that's good. That's just one less archer to deal with later on, and a bit more of experience for him. So now he's just getting some more wood, some goos on the wood, and healing them up, and just pretty much chilling in his base. And the elf is pretty much crept out that turtle camp, so the elf's like, alright, time to chill in front of the undead's base. So the elf's like, hello, and the undead's like, go away. And pretty much the elf doesn't want to go into a full battle right there, because if the undead does get a good positioning, he'll be on blight first of all, you know. He's going to be regenerating a lot more health, and so that won't be good. And if the Night Elf wants to run away, you know, all he has to do is all the undead has to do is take that Black Citadel with the cold damage, like shift it, like right click the waypoint of the attack cold damage onto each one of his units, and he has a bunch of units slowed, you know. So he's basically gonna be have to TP out if he wants to, if he like notices he's losing that battle. So he doesn't want to do that, so he starts running, and now he sees there's the undead chasing him. So he's kind of getting the undead to go over there. He's like, you know, here's my summon, so come over here, we're gonna fight. And so now pretty much what he had was the summon chase all the way into the army, and then the dryads just mass slow. And once what Memory wants to do is just take out. It would have been a better idea if he were to take out some archers instead of the dryads. You know, archers are going to go down a lot faster to impale and nova, and the crippler did not get a good impale off. By the way, in my opinion, that was a bad impale too. You know, you should take your crippler in the back of the Night Elf's line and just like impale all those archers that are just like standing in a line. That'd be so much better. And it's not like you have to worry about undead heroes getting like far back into the other army because you have coil, so that's like unlimited amount of potions as long as the Death Knight has mana, and pretty much he's gonna live. So his DK pretty much almost dies right there. If he were to run it away a little bit earlier, it still wouldn't have lived because of the slow and everything, so he figured, fuck it, I'll just stay here for a little bit longer, and then I'll TP out. So that's what he did. Now, it's important for you to get out like 1 or 2 destroyers to absorb all those summons. Now this is one of the reasons why Gargoyles is not. I don't think Gargoyles is as good as this. School's Gargs is as good as this strategy, really. If you can use a strategy like, I don't know, if you can master the strategy, I think it would work a lot better. It's an actual like smart counter to what the Night Elf does. Now, Memory sees that his expo just got up, so you know he can't really do anything about it. He only has 3 heroes. He has, you know, 2 statues and 1 destroyer, and A-bomb is like almost out but not quite. So there's nothing you could do to that expo. The entangled mine is already done, so you know he can't go in there and coil Nova Impale Wisps. So he's creeping out the camps, getting those heroes to a higher level. It would have been a better idea, in my opinion, to move back the Death Knight. If you could get that Crippler to that much of a higher nuke of an Impale and the Lich to a level 2 Nova, then that would be good too. But you know, whatever. That's fine. So Tome of EXP drops, really nice for the undead because of their hero skills. They're so imbalanced. And just gonna keep clearing out more creep camps. There's nothing you can do really right here if you're, you know, it's just, if you were to harass right now, it'd be stupid. You don't have Gargs, so you know you have all ground units, so the Dryads are gonna slow them right now, and it's just not a good idea to. It's just, you don't want to fight right now. You know, you can't really hit and run. It's a little bit, I don't know. Gargs are more mobile, in my opinion. The strategy of Ghoul Gargs is a bit more mobile. Like, they're a bit more faster and everything. Like, you know, you get the Gargs in there, you kill all the Wood Wisps, you get them out. They can, like, TP and you're out of there. But if you go into their base and they TP, you're pretty much screwed. You're going to be screwed out of a couple units unless you TP. So, I don't know. There's certain advantages. Overall, this really works good because the Panda's AoE doesn't do that much damage to all those A-bombs. And just the meat wagons in general. If you keep the meat wagons behind those A-bombs, there's no way the Dryads or any of his army is going to be able to get to it. And you're going to see later on, too, where another thing I think he could have done better with nuking. He didn't use the nuke to his advantage, but it's later on. So, okay. He sees he's going to get owned right here, so he just starts running away. The Night Elf was smart. Right when he saw that Coil Nova, he started running his Panda back because he knew he was going to get focused and killed. Because that's really what undead ultimately are good for, is running in there, killing something, running out until their army's superior to the others, and then they actually fight. You know, the undead, you never really see him hit head on, except for in the beginning, like Memoria did. He got owned, all his ghouls went pretty much bye-bye, so. He did not want to fight that, and that was smart by Memoria. He knew he'd lose that. Mass Dryads versus a couple A-bombs and a Destroyer. No, that's not going to work out. And the Panda has a potion and a healing scroll now, so it's definitely not going to work out. So now that he has a bit